Good evening, everyone. Today we gather here with Dr. Pawan Whig and Mr. Ronak Pansara from Tesla to discuss about the new Fuse episode number 2. So we are gonna talk about data management today. Dr. Pawan Whig, please welcome our guest.
Uh, thanks, Anand. First of all, I would like to invite Ronak, and actually he is very busy in his daily routine. But I am very pleased to invite him for this talk, and hopefully this talk maybe are very interesting and very informative for the our audience. So without wasting time, let's welcome Ronak Pansara, and he is working in Tesla and Tesla USA. So to speak about on a person in front of him, I think it is not so wise. So let him speak himself on his own personality. Thank you. So now over to you, Ronak, please.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Vig and the team for inviting me for this amazing talk. And let me share my insights about the data management, which I have had so far. So thank you once again. Hello, everyone. This is Ronak Pansara. So I have been in US since past 6+ years already. And I have my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from University of Mumbai back in 2016. And then I came here in US to pursue my master's in information systems at Pace University in New York at some point in 2017. And then I did couple of years working. I was couple of years working at the university itself as a student assistant in graduate admissions department, and also was interning at mayor's office in Brooklyn, New York, as a business analyst intern. And then, as soon as I graduated from Pace University in May 2019, I moved to another role as a full time as a master data management analyst in suppliers data domain at Indigo Egg in Tennessee, in US itself, where basically I had to streamline multiple CRM and ERP systems as well, where we were using major CRM tool was Salesforce and ERP was Oracle Cloud, and I had to basically implement a MDM hub called as Tibo. So that was used to implement a single source of truth record to create and deduplicate all of the duplicate records where we have had in our CRM and ERP systems, which were being managed very manual. So, which is why I had to step in and form a team of four, basically, where they help me to do the data scrubs from the legacy systems and also make sure that we don't have any discrepancies in our procure to pay process altogether. And we are able to make the payment successfully to our growers as well as buyers, as it was a marketplace model. And then also we were utilizing other systems called as Coupa, which was nothing but a spend management tool where we were managing product catalog where any business within Indigo Egg would procure any indirect expenses from that tool basically itself. And then as soon as I basically worked for a couple of years over there, I moved to Tesla in May 2021 as a master data specialist in finance operations department currently. Where every other day it's very challenging. Of course, as you know, at Tesla, its working environment is awesome, as well as it cuts you on the toes and making sure that you are presented any problem statement, and then you have to work towards the root of the problem and get to the solution of it, right? So that is something I always truly enjoyed with, and I have been loving over here to work at Tesla in master data domain as well. So thank you, Dr. Wade. Yep.
So regarding this data management, how you choose this particular field, and how what is your job role exactly in Tesla? What kind of whether it is going through the AI, or whether it is something which is,
Sure.
since automation is going on, and there is one more rumor. This AI will replaces all the job roles, and maybe there is a that is what we call, there is a job crunch in the market. Whether it is true, or what is your opinion on that, please?
Sure. Yep. So, as you might know, there were rumors similarly a couple of decades ago, similar for the computer invention or calculator invention, right? It was very similar kind of rumors as well at that point of time, whether people will be out of jobs, right? But that never happened. We know that people are the ones who create those inventions and then create in the iterative manner, which gets better and better over the time, right? So I don't think AI will replace the jobs, but that will improvise the health of the people altogether in the world and make sure that we are progressing towards the betterment of the society as well altogether. And speaking about the data management experience, right? I was always fond about how do we have three pillars of data management, which is nothing but data accuracy, consistency, and completeness, plays a critical role in forming the organization to make the critical decision makings and also have the better P2P process or order to cash process, right? You have to make sure that this plays a critical role in forming of all of these policies into the organization. So, which is why I play a critical role at Tesla, making sure that these three pillars of data management are adhering to those policies. And also, I lead new markets for Tesla as well in terms of the master data. Wherever any corporate offices needs to be invented, then I get involved with different tax teams, legal teams to ensure that we have appropriate data and documentation collected from the vendors, and then we would make sure that we are in compliance with those different country laws and regulations as well by collecting those data and documentation.
And regarding Tesla, whether it is the company which is only working in the particular, because as we know about Tesla is a car, so whether it is working in this particular vehicle area or it is working apart from that also.
Well, I would say I think that part I believe it would definitely take time on how Tesla would envision long term, right, towards the sustainable environment. That's what we are working for. So I believe that will take time in terms of defining that vision. Currently, of course, we are focusing on the cars and also the auto robots which we are building as well, right? So that is something which is on the pipeline as well, and we are trying to also explore how we can make the world the better for the society as well altogether for the long term.
More question that is particularly from my
Sure.
side. How this data analytics is different from your data management? Means most of the people they have a confusion in these two terms, broad terms, data analytics and data management. I think okay, you give your opinion, please. How these
Yeah,
two?
sure. So data analytics, I believe, is more on the visualization part where I see that I have a couple of team members who works towards building those reports by slicing and dicing the tons number of data, right? Where that will tell you the story of how our database is and how do we want to improvise it, right? And how data cleansing is also another part, right? Where it plays a critical role to make better data over the period and also make sure that we don't have those data silos into the system, which is living and breathing into the system and which will cause consequences down the line where we have to make payments to our vendors or be it any financial partners, right? Where we would want to make sure that we have the right set of data into the system. So data analytics will tell you that story. Whereas data management is something where how do you want to store the data from end to end, right? Meaning how you want to place those business rules, such as let's say we want to collect a legal name, right, into the system. And if we want to place a business rule, right, where we don't want to implement any, where we don't want to allow the user to put any special characters into the system, right, because that would cause downstream impacts if the banks are not able to do the scrubbing of the data, because there could be various banks who can do the scrubbing as well, whereas like major banks called Citi or any other bank that would do the cleansing for us, whereas local banks they don't have that capability where they could do the data cleansing on the fly. So which is why we would always want to make sure that we are maintaining that data cleansing on our side and make sure that we don't have any discrepancies down the road which could cause consequences such as penalties for our customers or vendors, right, where it would delay the payments for them. And we have to make sure that, which is why data management plays a very, very critical role in terms of making sure that procure to pay process altogether is very successful long term.
Well, great, great. Okay, one last question. Most of our members in the throughs, they are from, most of them are students. So, what message you want to convey to the students? What kind of software they have to, do to choose this particular market, like data management? So, what kind of software they have to need to work, or what kind of study they have to do for particularly coming into this particular area?
Sure. So I believe in terms of the software, I mean, there are a lot of ERP systems which manages this master data. Two major ones which I have experienced so far is SAP and Oracle Cloud. Those are really the game changers into the market for maintaining that master data. And then, of course, we have small local platforms out there which utilizes all three data domains, be it supplier data domain, customer data domain, or product master. So all three data domains are being managed at that level, at the enterprise level as well. But this too, I believe, will help you long term. And also, I believe programming language such as SQL, that is something I always love to do as well, because numbers are something which you always need on tip of your fingers to make those critical decisions as well. So, which is why I would always want youngsters to push for any programming language on the sideline as well, to make sure that they truly are able to understand the story of how the current numbers are showing and how we can represent those to the upper management so that they can make those decisions at the upper management level on what they are envisioning long term, where they see themselves in 3, 5, or 7 years, right? So, depending on the organization's fit, I would also push youngsters to learn that SQL language as well at the same time.
Yeah, I checked your LinkedIn profile also. You have mentioned that you are, the trainer of some particular field. So might be it is in data management you are training the peoples. So Anand, do you have any question to ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
One of the main questions that I have gotten from students is that how would you advise youngsters like us who are pursuing the undergrad, that how would they reach these top companies? What
Yeah.
advice would you give them? What path to follow?
Sure. So, one very basic foundation, right? In terms of learning aspect, I've seen many youngsters, rather than understanding the concept of that logic on how do we want to solve the problem, they would rather focus on the solutioning of it, and they would miss that point, right? So they would all. So I would always push youngsters to learn the basic concepts and make that as a right foundation from the beginning, so that way companies who are looking to hire, they would always ask those tricky questions in the interview as well. So which is why you would always want to make sure that your fundamental concepts are very clear from the beginning, so that way you are able to clear those any FANG companies or any big companies organizations interview very easily.
Okay, thank you, sir. That was very insightful.
Of course.
Ronak, I read your most of the papers on the Google Scholars. They are from the data management sites, and I request the audience, those who are want to working in this particular area, just go and check his Google profile. It is enrich of data management skills and data management about. So it is very important for you to learn it. And also the one request to all the researchers who are watching this, to cite his work into your particular area. If you are working in the same area, you should cite this task into your own research or your papers. So one last question to Ronak.
Sure.
What's your experience regarding the thews? You are a thews fellow member, we know. So how you experience about the thews, please?
Yep. So far, Dr. Vic has been very, very helpful as well while collaborating, be it in terms of research work and mentoring me in terms of how do you want to write out those research papers in a very effective manner, or how do we collaborate and publish into the community where I can write those articles as well. So I have also published a couple of articles on the Threws communities as well. So that way, Threws community altogether has better insights from the person who has a better experience altogether as well, while be it right while I'm collaborating with Mr. Wick. So that was being very, very helpful as well. I believe, and it's a win-win for both sides of the house, right? So thank you, Dr. Vic, for collaborating for the through stock as well as for the other articles as well as for the research paper. So it has been an amazing experience altogether, I would say.
Okay, thank you, Ronak, for this wonderful talk. And if anyone who are watching this video, please, if you have any question, you can put it into comment box. We will definitely try to answer these questions in well-defined time. And and also, if you watch this video, you just put your name so that we can understand that in the comment box, so that we can understand that you have watched this video, and definitely we will provide a certificate for the those who are attending this particular talk. So with this hope, Anand, if you want to say anything, otherwise we'll close this. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Vik, and thank you, Mr. Ronak, for these insightful talks about data management. And with this, I would like to end this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye, Ronak.
Bye bye.
Bye.